Hey everybody, my name is Ethen Ostroff. I'm a personal injury lawyer in the Philadelphia area. I hope that you don't need my help, but if you do, I can help you no matter what state you're from. I have a network of attorneys in every single state in the United States. I can represent you if you are in Pennsylvania. If you ever have any questions, please reach out, but I hope that you don't need to because that means you're going through something serious. So in terms of the video today, the injury settlement steps you should not ignore. These are really critical steps to make sure that your case is protected from the day that it happens and before it happens and after this happens. I'm going to go through a little bit of all of that, but before I get there, make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along, make sure that your future personal injury case is protected because guess what? Nobody ever expects to be going through something where they get hurt and it was not their fault. That's kind of why I have a job, unfortunately. But, you know, if insurance companies were reasonable, you wouldn't need me. So the injury settlement steps you should not ignore. Let me dive into that. The first thing that you should not ignore. I'm going to go through different case types. Because some of them you can be prepared for before these injuries happen, and some of them you can be prepared for during them, and some of them you can be prepared for after them. I'm going to do the case types specifically before. The most common personal injury case is either workers' compensation or getting hurt in a car crash. I am not quoting statistics here, but there are so many people who have the ability to protect themselves before these incidents occur, okay? I did not look up something before I looked here. Don't hold me to that if there are statistics of people getting hurt in a way that they're not at fault. More frequently what I'm saying, but these are areas where it happens so frequently, and you can protect yourself by either two things. One, if you get hurt on the job, you can really understand how your workers' compensation rules within your employment work. Ask your supervisor for any information on workers' compensation to make sure that if you do get hurt somehow, that you don't waive your right at a workers' compensation case. In some states, if you treat with your own doctor outside of the workers' compensation doctor, you might have to pay for those bills yourself. Make sure that you understand exactly what to do if you did get hurt on the job so you don't mess something up to waive your right at a future type of money or type of getting your bills paid. In a car accident, really, I know that this is something that people just insist is not important. You can have adequate insurance for a car crash. Now, let me repeat myself because people just don't listen to lawyers about this so consistently. If you get a decent policy, I'm not even saying that you get a ridiculously amazing, expensive policy, but in some states, if you get a bad policy, you can leave with nothing if you get in a car crash. Let me give you a situation. Let's say that you waive your right at uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage. Uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage protects you through your own auto insurance if the other driver either does not have insurance or does not have enough insurance to pay for what you're going through. If you get uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage on your own policy, you can guarantee that you at least will recover that amount of money to pay for your bills and to pay for any sort of personal injury settlement if you get hurt. You don't have the ability to trust other drivers on the road that they have adequate insurance. The only way that you can know if you get in a car accident that the other driver is going to have insurance is if they're driving a commercial vehicle, because commercial vehicles tend to have better insurance than a personal vehicle. It just makes logical sense. If you get hit by a Walmart truck, you're likely going to have plenty of insurance, but not everybody's driving a Walmart truck. Most people are not driving a Walmart truck. Most car accidents don't involve commercial vehicles. And the problem is I always get on the phone with people and they're like, well, the insurance company didn't explain this to me. Well, I didn't know better. Well, I thought that I could get away with a cheap policy. Well, I thought I had full coverage. If you don't have good coverage, you don't have full coverage. Let me repeat that. If you don't have good coverage, you don't have full coverage. Now, here's what I recommend. At least $100,000 of uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage. If you have multiple cars in your policy, get stacked insurance. That means that you can literally stack one car on the next. If you have 3 cars on your policy and you get $100,000 of uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage, you now have $300,000 of uninsured/underinsured just because you added stacked. So if you have multiple cars, get stacked. If there is some sort of limitation on lawsuit in your state, for example, in Pennsylvania, we have limited or full tort. If you have limited tort, that means you need to prove you have a serious injury in order to recover. If you have full tort, you can skip that. You don't need to prove how serious your injuries are in order to recover. It's a huge difference on your case, because guess what? Neighbor to your left thinks losing a finger isn't serious, and he's on your jury. You think you're going to do well on that jury? Probably not. So if you are going through something, you can adequately prepare for your injury case by getting adequate insurance. Now, the injury has occurred. You just got in that car crash. Most important, number one thing, call the police, make sure everyone's okay, take plenty of pictures and video. Call the police, make sure everyone's okay, gather tons of pictures and video. After, show up to treatment. Show up to treatment. That's the best way to take care of your case. If you hire the right lawyer, you should not be doing any work on your case other than what they may need from you, questions, things like that. You hire a lawyer to take the keys and drive on your personal injury case, but you need to show up for treatment. That not only will you feel better, but your case will build itself. And the most important thing to me is that my clients feel better more than any amount of money that I get them, because sometimes they feel better in a week, and guess what? You don't have a case. That's a good thing. That means you're not hurt. I'd rather my clients not be hurt and not have a case than be hurt and have a great case. But if you don't show up to treatment, you won't even have a chance. So that is truly the best way to do it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along, where your future personal injury case will be protected. And if you have ever any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.